Today I'm doing a mix breakdown for the song that 12 and I have that's out on all platforms. It's called Fakin. We released this around April. I forgot the exact date, but this is a clean mix. It's one of the most recent mixes that I've done. And the song is dope as fuck too. So yeah, if you guys are new and don't know who I am and just came across this video, this is what Faking sounds like. Let me turn on the master real quick.
Hey Ross, sauce it up. I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane. My neck's so cold, that bitch don't know. I don't fuck with a fake, brand new rifle on racing. Take a blunt to the face, I will never change. I'ma skirt off in a rave, me and 12 on a paper chase.
Now let's get straight into the mix. So first off, I want to get this straight out of the way. Um, Gain stage, that is a very important part of my mixes. There's a gain function where you could just change it like this. But in this instance, I use my EQs where I boosted 2 dBs on 100 hertz, and but I didn't do anything here, so it was just distorting. And then in this tube EQ, I boosted 60 hertz to again, but I gained the volume, I guess. And yeah, um, that's one thing. And the other thing is the inputs. Your inputs are not going to be as loud as mine. So if you copy the exact settings and it doesn't come out to your liking, just adjust it to your inputs and you'll be satisfied with your mix. I promise you that. So just adjust it accordingly and you'll be straight. What I do is I route my vocals to a mix bus, which is this here. What's routed is 12's vocal, which is bus one, and the intro, and that's about it. And this backup, which is just a copy of this. Just dragged it down. And I put a sample delay, which makes it a little bit bigger, pushes it to the side more. I'll show you right now.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane.
It's a very subtle difference, but it helps the mix a lot, like a lot, in my opinion at least. So what I want to get into first is in 12's vocal, which is here.
Faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane. My neck's so cold, that bitch don't know. I don't fuck with a fake, brand new rifle on racing.
Let me mute these buses right here so you just hear the actual mix. On this bus is my F6, which is a dynamic EQ. Right here I used it to get rid of the nasty low frequencies in his voice, which I didn't like. I cleaned up the low mids and the high mid frequencies, and in the higher mid right here, I used the dynamic function of this EQ at 1525. I put a minus 1.7 gain and a range of -2 with a threshold of 20, -20, attack at 5.5, and the release 160. So this means like whenever this frequency happens, it'll get even lower in gain. How much I cut for 12's vocal was up to 180 hertz, and the next band was at 221. I did a -25, a dip, and at 561 I did a dip of minus 1.5, and up to 10,834 I did the Q of 25 and a gain of -3 with a range of -3.5 with a threshold of -40 and attack of 5. Damn, that's a mouthful pause, but holy shit. Yeah, this is the compressor that I use. I use the R compressor. It's a fast attack, pretty fast release. It's just catching the transients. I'm not compressing too hard. I'll compress harder later on, but I like to control the transients and peaks at first. This is what it sounds like.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face.
Nothing crazy. The next EQ is just for body and to clear it up a little bit.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane.
That's a crazy difference and a really good difference as well. Well, all I did was at 300 hertz, I boosted 1 dB, and at 890, I mean, I did a dip of 1.5, negative 1.5, and a boost of 2.5 at 8,000 hertz. And that just cleaned up the vocal and brought it up more, which is crazy because I didn't even do much to that EQ. Then is this SSL. I did another cut up of 170. God damn it, I'm over here stuttering. And down here in the blue, at 0.41, I did a boost of 1 to bring up the body a little bit even more. And right here in the green, 1.83, boosted it 3.8. And at 7.52, I boosted it 3.5 dBs. And this is what it sounds like.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane.
Well, as you can see, there's a little bit of compression as well. I did a ratio of 3, a fast attack over here, and a threshold of -6. And as you saw, I did more compression around -6 gain reduction, which isn't that bad.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes.
Next is the RoughRider. This compressor is a free compressor and it sounds really good, so I recommend it. If I find the link, I'll leave the link to it in the description, but I can tell you guys who made it so you guys can find it easier. It is by Audio Damage, and then search up RoughRider. It's a fire compressor. It brings up the vocal really nicely, and like it gives it this nice high end, which is not a bad sound. So this is what it sounds like with it now.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane. Whoa, my neck's so cold.
So it just brings the vocal together nicely, brings out the high end really good, and that's what I like in my mixes, especially for songs like this. I like my vocals to be very bright, and then to achieve that sound, I use this Abbey Road saturator. I have the saturator mix at 58.5, and I have the gain at 50. The blend is at 29. Have the ratio at 2, and that's it. I don't really do nothing but just mess with the mix and blend. This is what it sounds like now.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane. Whoa.
I love this saturator. It does the job for whenever I need a bright vocal, and whenever I do, I just slap this on and it works just fine. If you guys haven't noticed yet, you can tell right here on the sides, on over here on the left side of the screen, you can see like when there is blue, it's turned on and gray is turned off. So pay attention to that. You'll be able to know the difference when it happens even better and easier. So I recommend you guys to look over here on the side whenever I'm showing you guys a new plugin. So next is a C4. It's a multi-band compressor. I'm basically using it to tame the low end of his vocal even more, the mids a little bit more, the high end and the super high end for a de-esser, and to decrease the harshness in his vocal since I boosted and brought out the highs a lot beforehand. So this is what it sounds like now.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane. Whoa, my neck's so cold.
That just controlled the vocal a lot more. It made it sound cleaner. It made it sound more balanced. More compressed as well, which is not a bad sound either. Next is my R compressor again. I did a fast attack of 4.6 and a 13 release, the threshold at -12.5 and a ratio of 1.2, which is not crazy compression.
I I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane.
As you see, I'm barely passing. I'm not even passing point. I mean, -1 in gain reduction. So it's just holding the vocal together, making sure it's not peaking, is making sure it's like not too loud, not too quiet, is doing just enough to maintain a consistency throughout the vocal. Next is the RVox. I like this compressor because it's simple and it brings out the vocal even better than the RoughRider. This is what it does and how it sounds like.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane. Whoa, my neck's so cold.
And that's just a crazy good difference in my opinion. Next is the de-esser. When it comes to de-essing, don't do nothing crazy. If you do too much, you'll make yourself like get a lisp. Let me show you guys.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face.
You don't want that. So do it lightly. And yeah, this de-esser gives it a tight sound as well, which is not a bad sound. Next is my reverb, my reverbs. This is my delay slap. Okay. Um, it's really good reverb as well. You guys can copy these settings. Minus 31.5, plus 20, minus 14. The phaser is at 5, distortion at 4, rate 0.34, medium, chamber, 35 pre-delay, and 105 and in time. Next is this free plugin called Wider, which I love using sometimes when it comes to reverbs like this that I want to be a lot on a vocal. When I want a lot of reverb on my vocal, I put this on Wider plugin on it so then it could push it more to the side and won't muddy up the mix. And this is what it sounds like with the vocal now.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane. Whoa, my neck's so cold. That bitch don't know.
As you guys can hear, it just creates space for the vocal and it opens up the vocal. It helps the vocal sit in the mix more. In my opinion, I love using a lot of reverb on vocals. Next is my doubler. What this does is just makes the vocal bigger.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face.
Not a bad plugin. I love using it and I use it all the time. The next thing I do is use a Aphex exciter from Waves. And what this does is just bring out the high end, a crispy high end. I love using this for that. And it helps the vocal sit or cut through the mix. So if you're trying to have a crispy high end, recommend this. This is what it sounds like now.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane.
Alright, next is my parallel compression. Just make sure that this needle is hitting crazy, like -20, as you can see right here.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes.
And what it's doing is compressing the shit out of the signal that I'm sending it. And it's just helping the vocal maintain a consistency and it gives body to the vocal and helps it cut through the mix more, which I like in my vocals. Next is my secret sauce, my flanger. This is a stock plugin for Logic. It just plays with the wet signal and makes it fall into the mix and makes it sit into the mix. And the difference, like, it's important to know the difference between sitting in the mix and cutting through the mix. Like, sitting through the mix means like the vocal is part of the music. Like, it doesn't feel like it's out of balance or something. It's just like it just feels glued together. You feel me? All in one. And cutting through the mix is just making sure that the vocal is being present, and you guys should be able to know the difference for that whenever I say sit or cut through the mix. Next, oh wait, I need to show you guys what it sounds like.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face.
It's just cool difference. Then I'll just like control the fader, -7, I remember having a -7.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane.
That's the mix. Next is my delay. This is what it sounds like.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it.
It just fills up the spaces that 12 had when he was singing the hook. Next thing is my slap delay. I use a slap delay like a reverb, making the vocal more wet, but still having a clean mix. Because if you have a lot of reverb, it'll just cause the mix to get muddy, and this is what it sounds like.
I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane.
And as you guys saw, when I turned it off or when I muted the track, um, it felt like the the hook missed something. So it's a good thing to always have a slap delay on songs like this, in my opinion. Next thing is my backups, my dubs right here. 12 didn't have crazy things going on in the hook. So I decided to do backups and like just harmonize basically.
My neck so cold. That bitch don't know. I don't fuck with a fake. Brand new rifle, don't race time.
So how I achieved that sound with the backups itself is using the Walnut Weather. I had it at 6.5. It's a really cool sounding reverb, very bright. And the wider, the free plugin, is at 100%. And within the context of the music, this is what it sounds like.
Face, you can tell I ain't sane. My neck so cold. That bitch don't know. I don't fuck with a fake. Brand new rifle, don't race time.
And you guys saw when I took off the effects, the Walnut Weather and the wider, it just lost everything. And that's basically all I did to it, besides adding this bus to the slap delay. The next thing is my intro, or our intro. This is what our intro sounds like.
Take your blood to the face. I'm gonna change. Cause I'm done with the fake.
If you guys have headphones, you can probably hear it pan left to right, and that's because of this plugin. And it's a free plugin called Pancake 2. Is by Cable Guys, I think. Yeah, Pancake 2. Um, and I like it because it has a mix feature, and it also pans your whatever signal you have it on left to right. Um, and yeah, this mix feature is really cool because in this song "Bedroom Savages" that I have out, on the bridge from Steezy's verse or Reno, um, it pans left to right a little bit, but it's very subtle. So it's just like help you move with the beat. You feel me? So yeah, I like using it for cool effects like that. And how I achieve this sound for the intro vocals is by destroying it basically. I added this EQ.
Take a blunt to the face. I will not change.
And then it's this flanger and chorus.
I'm a girl from the rain. Me and Trevor wanna pay the chase.
Next thing, I threw on a reverb because I wanted it to be spacey and just wet it up basically. This Space Designer is a stock plugin for Logic users, and so is the flanger and chorus. This is what the flanger looks like, and then this is what the chorus looks like. And the Space Designer, which is the reverb, is the 1.5 gold vocals. The dry is at 0 and the wet is at -20. Then I added this Pancake 2, which you guys already know because I already explained it pans the vocal from left to right.
Take a blunt to the face. I'm gonna change. I'm a girl from the rain. Hey Ross, sauce it up.
And lastly, it's my ad libs down here. Um, I basically did the same thing. The flanger and chorus is the same exact thing. The only difference is the reverb I used, which is the one up weather, is at 6.5, and the pancake as well, and the slap delay bus, and that's basically it. That's the whole mix itself. It's pretty basic, nothing crazy. Um, and yeah, I didn't do anything crazy to my vocals. All I did was just copy whatever I did the 12s onto my vocals, and I just adjusted it accordingly. The master, where is it? Right here. I'll open up these plugins, and then you guys can copy the EQ. Took out at 30 hertz, up to 30 hertz. Did a cut at 17,000. I did a boost of 2.5 at 7,127. A dip of negative 22.5 at 1,445. Another boost of 2.5 85 hertz. The next thing is a vitamin, which is a frequency enhancer, which I recommend because it just makes shit bright and
I don't
good.
need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane. My
And you guys saw when I exaggerated it, up here in the purple, saturating it more, and that's what it basically does. It just brings out what the record is missing. Then this is the SSL compressor. I use it to glue up the master.
faking,
Nothing
cause
crazy.
I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane.
It's just there to control the peaks. And then I have this soft clipper. It's also another free plugin. 20 punch, 20 clip. It brings out the transients, it makes it hit more, and it also brings out volume without making it actually go above 0 dBs. So the next thing is the L2. It's a limiter. It brings out volume as well, and I'm also making sure that it's not passing the threshold of negative 1.5. The next thing is I have this Ozone 9. The way I use it is I use the master assistant. I put the intensity high next, and then I let it do whatever it wants to do and then whatever it needs to do. This is the what the master assistant did on the EQ. It boosted at 291.7 and at 1,680, 1.2, and it did a dip at 7,773 of negative 1.5 and a boost at 17,485, 1.1 gain. Next is my the maximizer, 4.5 threshold, negative 1.0 ceiling. The character is at zero point 0.6, transient is at 20%, and the amount 80%. Lastly, soft clipper, which brings out the transients that the limiter took away, and the clipper just bringing up the loudness once again. Yeah, this is what it sounds like before.
Hey Ross, sauce it up. I don't need you to be faking, cause I'm done with the fakes. Take it to the face. Devil on my face, you can tell I ain't sane.
As you guys can see, it's a huge difference when it comes to loudness and a huge difference when it comes to it being glued together. And yeah, that's the mix and master breakdown for Fakin. Hope you guys enjoyed. Um, like if you guys learned something, and if you like the video, comment if you want me to do this shit more. I don't know. Subscribe if you want. Fuck with the boy. Hit me up on Instagram, and I'll leave all my socials and 12 socials down in the description. So check that out. And that's it. Yeah. Let me delete this whole thing real quick.